Fox News has done it again, man. They've got a new African American out there to say exactly the talking points that they want to say, but out of a black mouth. He has founded something called the Black Sphere, which apparently does not refer to his head. And he's going to go on Fox News and he's going to tell us, of course, the real problem in the Dylann Roof shooting was liberals.
And I wonder what your thoughts are from the Alabama governor and the South Carolina governor. Mississippi is considering this, as is Arkansas right now.
Well, let's hope that it eradicates racism, Martha. I mean, that's essentially what the left is after. You know, they never give up anything. This is such a red herring that takes away from the real issue that liberals created this kid that shot up this church. And South Carolina did what America does, which is they responded by saying, we're a family. We're not going to buy into this nonsense of it being, it may have been racially motivated, but we're not racially motivated here. So, you know, blaming the flag is ridiculous. It's not going to do anything. And in fact, I think it's a silly thing to do, because what essentially the left is trying to say is, let's eradicate history. If ever history doesn't fit the narrative that we want, let's get rid of it.
It's an interesting argument.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting argument. You're not going to challenge that the liberals created Dylann Roof to shoot 9 black people? Really? That sounds normal to you? He went to a website that he credited for inspiring him called Council of Conservative Citizens. Liberals, really? And this guy Kevin Jackson had to come back on and explain what in the world he was talking about. And by the way, rewriting history, stop saying that. It's usual conservative projection. You guys are the one rewriting history. Oh, the Confederacy was just about states' rights, and it was brave soldiers that need to be celebrated. No, the state right that they were going for was slavery. That's what the whole Civil War was. Look at all the different states that seceded. In their statements, they said, this is about slavery. You're rewriting history. All right, speaking of rewriting things, he's going to rewrite the history of Dylann Roof immediately. He explains, he says, Roof is a millennial, i.e., a very non-racial according to all the data. What do you mean all the data? We're not talking about the general data in America. We're talking about a specific guy. So nobody has any race anymore because if they're a millennial. What a stupid, unbelievable thing to say. He didn't grow up in a white supremacist family, so he's a product of culture, a culture liberals own. From the moment he hit school in his generation, boys are bad, white boys are worse. No, but he was bad. He shot 9 people and killed them. Well, and he's not a non-race, he's white. Why are you going out of your way to say, no, he's not white, he's not white. You see, liberals are always trying to say white people are bad. But this particular guy happened to be white, and he did something terrible. What do you mean he's a product of liberal education? No, you know that he didn't even graduate high school. He only got the 9th grade. Guy's not the brightest bulb, obviously. He didn't even get that education. Instead, what he got was educated through sites like Council of Conservative Citizens that told him to hate black people, that black people and white people shouldn't mix, and that the real problem was all the black people that were attacking white people. That's the education he got from conservative websites. This is pathetic. How does Kevin Jackson live with himself, man? How does that guy out there? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, liberals' fault, sir. Absolutely, sir. No, not the white people's fault. No. Liberals' fault. Okay, more from this guy. While he played with all kids of all colors and got along, when the time for playing ended and it was time to get his higher education, he hit the wall of affirmative action. Then when it's time to get a job, he gets more affirmative action. What are you talking about? Is there affirmative action for 10th grade? They say, no, hey, I'm sorry, man, we're not taking any white kids anymore in 10th grade. You don't even know the facts. What does he do? I don't know, white man told me to blame it on affirmative action. Yeah, it's affirmative action. Yeah, see, because of affirmative action, he had to kill 9 people in a church. Okay, you're a class act, Kevin Jackson. He continues, at some point, Roof had to medicate to deal with his liberal-created psychosis, and policies of the left won't let him be called insane and put away from the public. So he fed his psychosis with a healthy dose of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Eric Gardner, and others, until he snapped. But as they say in prison, didn't do it, it was the Confederate flag's fault. You're mixing up your talking points, man. Normally you say, oh, black people, they get all worked up about Eric Gardner and Trayvon Martin, and then they do something. But in this case, he was a white guy, and he wanted to kill more black people. So he wanted to kill more people like Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner. He was happy that they were killed. He was a racist. He wanted to kill black people. So you say, oh, yeah, you're going to turn it around and say it's the Confederate flag's fault. He was the one waving the Confederate flag. I didn't make him do it. He did it. But why? Why? Think about this. Why is Kevin Jackson going out of his way to defend the Confederate flag and to turn this thing around for a kid who is clearly a massive racist and right-winger? No, it's the liberals' fault, and it's not. No, look away from racists. Look away from racists. The real problem is affirmative action. Hey, man, I guess whatever you got to do to make a buck, right? You go get it, man. You go get paid. Get a good night's sleep. Young Turks.